being poor is universal. Like there are certain meeting grounds that we would understand.
You can be working hard, but the times have changed. And then you don't know that times have changed and you're not evolving with it. What does poverty mean to you? Today, we'll be talking to a financial expert and my friend, Atat, who flew in from Qatar to be with us today. Welcome, Atat.
Thank you. As you can see, I'm wearing my fur because now they say rich people, we don't look normal.
Yeah. They say rich people dress like poor people.
Not really.
Poor people dress like rich people.
They see.
I saw it in the...
Let me explain to you. We have rich people, we have wealthy people.
Okay.
We have poor people. I'm wealthy. I'm not poor. I'm not rich.
Good to have you here with us.
Thank you.
So, Atat, what does poverty mean to you?
Poverty is when your income, that is if you have any, is not matching your outcome.
Yeah, it's not matching your standard of living, your cost of living.
No.
How do you mean?
You are poor when you look at something that normally you should be able to buy, you cannot buy.
Okay. Like the
You
basic
are
amenities
poor
in life.
when you reason why you did not say no is because of the money.
That's it, the code right there.
Poverty is when you look at yourself and say, why am I doing this? That's because you're poor. Poverty is when you're trying to make an impression because, truth be told, as you said in the beginning, which rich man go look like this? No money.
No, I mean,
He don't see.
I'll say this truth. You can go to Paris Fashion Week with this.
You don't see billionaire.
This is what we call a statement piece.
Have you seen a billionaire statement piece? Now wrong way, no. Now poor man, I they run the wrong way.
Okay. First.
You get it?
First. So yeah, I think I agree with you, especially when you say, there are things that, looking back, the reason you did it was because you were just.
You're looking back.
No, there are stages of poverty now.
Oh wow, walk me through your stage of poverty.
So
Because poor is poor.
I don't get money for that herself. Poor.
Why should that be part of your poverty?
No, because okay, for
poor.
people like us.
Poor people don't have choices. Let's be clear.
No, everybody has a choice. I don't agree. Argue with me now, bring your facts.
No. The reason why you're saying if you are poor, you actually don't have a choice.
That means we have to agree to disagree.
How?
Because poverty is subjective.
You don't come.
I don't come.
What's your definition of poverty?
Poverty is when you have limited or no options.
So when
you live the life you so desire.
You said limited or what?
No options.
So that means a poor man might have no options.
Yes. Does not mean, you said it's definitive that a poor man will have no options. That's something like that.
See, you're taking my words out of context.
Oh.
If you have been poor, or you're currently about to enter poverty, or you're currently in a poor situation.
Okay, what's the difference between being poor and being broke?
Being broke, you still have a choice. Being poor is not your choice. Yes, there are some people that will say, oh, I'm... Okay, so there are people who are born into poverty. Like, they don't have the option of not going to school because they don't have school where they are.
Okay.
Do you understand? They are disprivileged in birth. In fact, it is so bad that they were giving birth in the house because they don't have access to a healthcare center. Like, if you've been poor and you are born out of poverty, you understand that there are people that don't have choice.
Okay.
And most times, those people, when they come out of poverty, they're the people that are so scared to go back. So, you need to understand that you having choice is a privilege. There are people that are choiceless. And I'm not talking of when they become an adult. I'm talking when they are on their way to adulthood. Because at some certain level of expertise, you don't have choice. But as a child...
when you get to a certain level,
you don't have choice. But we are talking of people who...
No, that one is now abject poverty. There's poverty and there's wretchedness.
Yes, wretchedness is the insultive way of being
Call
poor.
it anything, that's abject poverty. The ones below $1 a day. That's abject poverty.
Being poor is universal. Like there are certain meeting grounds that we would understand. I've been in a situation where I literally could not feed. Like you see those advice that they will say drink water. Even drinking water will not be enough. Like you go to take well water and you drink and you throw up because your stomach is extremely empty. You look up and you look down, there's no help. Like people have options of going to find a job. You don't stand a chance of even going there. Why? Because you cannot even afford to wear that pant and bra or short knicker and get there.
So
you don't even have the physical stamina. Some people will tell you, oh, I went and carried block. See me, that looks like ace patients. I can't carry myself. Talk less of carrying hard things.
Does it say you carry block?
Yes, no. There are people that will say there's nobody you don't have an excuse. There are people who are carrying things. There are people that there's no stamina to carry anything.
No, but I agree that there are also people that moved through that stage and became something. Of course, I'm not going to negate that there's abject poverty and there's a place where there's no hope. But even that, I believe that when you've seen someone that's actually gone through that, it doesn't remove that excuse of poverty, but it means that where there's a way, there's a way. But the only thing now, I'm coming, relax, don't shoot me down yet. The only thing now is that what those people fail to mention in their success stories most times is that they happened upon luck. I was in a place, I was doing this, I met so and so person. By meeting that so and so person, in few interactions with that person, they opened me to this opportunity.
So I have a relative understanding of luck because I feel that everybody who has come out from a certain place prepared either mentally to come out. There's always a mindset.
So you're saying there's something like luck?
I don't think there's anything like luck. No, I actually don't believe. So I might be right, I might be wrong. In my opinion, I don't actually.
Okay, let me explain to you. September 2018 or 2019, I don't remember. I was broke. In fact, I went to that conference with the last money in my pockets. Once me and my friends got back to the lodge, we found a way to sort ourselves out. But the outcome of that event was that was when I met you. And then through our interactions, we did several travels. I joined digital program through your recommendation and all of that. Relax. I almost didn't go for that conference. I was lying on my bed, and then you know the time you lie down on the bed, and you know that your mind will just tell you, bro, just continue lying down. What happened? My friend had left us 30 minutes earlier to go to his house and dress up. If not, I came back and said, "How far now? I'm never ready." We wouldn't have gone anyway.
Today is luck.
What is that?
I don't think that's luck.
What is it? I mentally prepared myself.
No. You were mentally prepared unconsciously. Because if he came, you also had the right reason to say, "I'm not going to get up." I'm not motivating you. I am telling you that you have.
See, why I say this is because sometimes we try to paint it in a certain way, and it makes people that are genuinely trying look like they are not also mentally prepared.
Sometimes they are not mentally prepared.
No, sometimes we have to tell ourselves the truth.
What's the truth? Well, again, for me, like I said, maybe luck is relative.
So, because what you're saying is that if I do the things I do in my life exactly the way you did it in yours, it will work out.
No. My reality and your reality are not the same.
That's what I mean. That means there's an alternate variation in outcome.
This is the problem of motivational speakers.
You're the one
we started talking now, you have entered alternate variation.
No, because no.
How does that connect?
No, we have to, pull it out straight. You'd have to, set the record straight. You'll be doing something and you're doing it very well. And that's what I've read different books, and people are not, they're not afraid to say it. I feel like maybe it's because
we've not normalized saying it was a luck.
Yeah, because we feel like, okay, if we say it, it takes away the strategies that we use.
So the reason why
It's like you watch a movie and there's a part in that movie that Atat escaped this thing through luck. He's gone, finished. And at the point Bruce wanted to shoot him, someone came out from nowhere and jammed him with the truck. That wasn't.
So again, for me, that's why I said,
it doesn't take away the fact that you're the protagonist in your movie.
So I'm saying that for me, I don't like that word. Okay, let me say I don't.
That's what you can
I
say.
don't
You don't like the word luck.
because a lot of times when motivational speakers use the word luck, they diminish or people don't look at the process. So
that's why I say it doesn't mean that your process is not correct.
Okay, because for instance, before you come out of certain place, you must be mentally ready to come out.
I agree.
So you.
But there's also someone that's mentally prepared like you. But the outcome is going to take him longer. He might, you know, become someone better in life later. But your timeline might be shorter than his own.
Yes, again, that will not come to a place of my privilege, my access.
Exactly. So I cannot come out and say it's not a matter of privilege and access either. Because there are still people. Okay, I'll use because I always why I'm very passionate about this is because my life has been a series of events, and that's why I'm always conscious.
But have you been poor?
I've been poor. Like I've been broke. I've been impoverished. I've reached abject poverty.
Have you hawked something on the road?
Bro, I've hawked phone.
Just phone.
I've gone to intern.
Man.
Relax. I've gone to intern where they repair phone. Like where you guys go find people who go repair, and at the end of the day, if you give you like 200, 300.
Then was a big money.
That was money, because that was that time that 100 MB can take you far. 27, I'm talking about now. Like, okay, so now there's a reality.
Wait, so you know the Odo?
Most people now, that's why I say most of my friends, if they see me now, they'll be like, bro, you deflect. My brother. There are some things I can't share now because of the kind of friends I have. So I've had friends that were with me in childhood. I've had friends I keep saying those are the people that knew the 1.0. You know, I've had friends that, you know, university, when we started becoming Mr. Futo, Mr. Imo, like we started understanding networking, you know, strategic relationships and all of that. And then I've had friends in the tech ecosystem when, you know, people are coming to you because of the value you offer and there's a value sharing, right? But some of them, seeing you in a privileged state, you know, think it has always been like this.
Assumption.
You understand? So there's been a time that morning to evening, you see 010. Like you've not been poor.
If you don't know it.
If you don't know 010, 001, 100.
Forget it.
You understand?
Forget it.
That's why I'm always careful when I give advice or when I'm trying to, like, you know, mentor young people that talk to me. I say you have to be ready for this, right? Doesn't mean that it's going to come in this time, but that's why you understand the mental preparation, because mental preparation is one thing, strategic networking is another thing. Opportunities doesn't just come to the person that is prepared. Opportunity comes to the person that is also visible. So you can be hardworking, you are reading the right books, you're, you know, getting the right skill, but you don't understand the business of the skill.
And
you
the
know,
business of being
you don't understand
seen.
the partnerships you have to do, collaborations. Like you don't understand, you have to go to, you have to leave your city to actually go to another city. Like I'm a big fan of, you know, mobilize to where the opportunity be. Go there first.
Another thing I wanted to also find out is, do you think poverty is a blessing in disguise? Is it good to be poor?
No, it's not good to be.
Why?
It's not good to be poor. Poverty is not a choice. Poverty can happen to you.
So you agree that poverty is not?
No. Like, it's not a choice. There are realities that I'm not even ready to share now, right? But they are a part of my experience. So when I talk, sometimes you can hear that I talk from passion, right? And maybe one day I can be comfortable enough to share those stories, right? But in this moment, I'm not. So I know that there are some realities where you don't know what tomorrow is going to be. Like, you just have to keep doing.
You don't even know if tomorrow will be.
You don't know. Like, that's why I said, you know, sometimes I admire people that had mentors. Like, for some of us, we had to, like, rough it out. You understand? So, for us, we had
good mentors. mentors that will not use
Yeah,
you.
exactly. They were
Because I've
There
seen
were
that
those as well.
getting a mentor as a poor man. Yes, I'm speaking from a privileged place. I came from money, went without money, then
You've seen it all.
built money.
like Paul said, I am base and I am bound, but I'm still.
I have seen how when my parents were alive, how I was treated, the world I saw is not the same when they died.
Okay.
When I went
That was
into
like the reality check.
that was reality check.
Mhm.
I now saw that the way they will speak to you when you have money and when you don't have money
Mhm.
is not the same thing.
Yeah.
Even the way you will behave when you have money and when you don't have money.
One of my very good friends, would always say, poor man, no dey follow rich man pikin. They behave the way they behave.
Fact.
Both of una go back house. You know wetin dey wait for you for house. Now you know wetin dey wait for am for house. So and it just translates to a poor man's child should always be smart. No matter how stupid a rich man's kid is, life would always pan out.
Point of correction. Stupidity is relative.
No, that's why I said no matter how they behave, them is behavioral patterns.
Most things that this is me again talking from a place of poverty and from richness. So me, I don't like washing. Anybody I know me know that I don't like washing. So one day I went to give dry cleaner my clothes, and one woman tried to shame me. She said, "Fine boy, you dey carry your clothes go give another person to wash." Ha! And I said, "There's nobody that is poor that cannot afford to give their clothes to wash."
I can never feel bad for it.
Do you understand?
I can never feel bad for it.
Because I now realize, why will I feel bad?
I can never feel bad for that because I keep saying it takes normal people a certain amount of energy to do work. It takes me double the energy because inside me, I know I wasn't designed to do this.
Because you were born for a soft
I
life.
wasn't designed to do this.
Washing machine will wash clothes.
So I tell my friends, I work hard so that I can be lazy. That's why I work hard.
Me, naturally, I'm lazy.
So once you see me, you see me say, you're telling me, I say, no problem, I don't get problem with that.
Sometimes.
Anyway, and that thing is, those kind of comments don't come to me. I don't know if it's a virtue of my size or, but some kind of things don't come.
Another thing is,
Tell me.
when you are poor, sometimes you feel like you are invisible. Poverty makes you invisible.
I know.
Poverty makes you shut down. Poverty makes you take things that you would usually not take. And being poor and being aware that you are poor and being around people that are not poor.
When did it hit you that like you were poor in the moment? You were like, try. I spit on you, poverty. Like, what was that moment for you?
I'm actually trying to think. I can't remember. I
think the nearest one
I
that
can't
comes to my
remember.
head is
can't remember.
I graduated from school. So my dad, did his best to put me in one of the best schools. Like we roughed it up to be in that school. And my school was classist. Like it was a school of rich kids.
So,
and even inside the rich kids, they were like classism.
Yes, now.
Like I think my
There's
school
three
was the
type of
earliest one that taught me about society today. Like classism, people here, people here, people here.
Yes, there's rich man, there's wealthy
Right,
man.
so my school taught me that. So I was reading book because now only book I get. I don't get the money. I was doing assignments for snacks. That's how smart my smartness. Like when it comes to exchange of value,
As you don't get money, you get sense.
I had sense very early. Like exchange of value for money, I started doing it from an early age. Like I didn't realize what I was doing then. Like they've saying it goes, surviving is winning, Franklin. So I didn't realize from an early age, but that's what taught me about the value of the society today. So I had to make sure I was the best.
So when you
in
realize you
chemistry,
were poor,
in maths, they always knew I was poor, but you couldn't now come. It's only some very mean classmates, some very mean class that can remind you of your situation. And you would do anything about, but for the most part, I was representing the school in competitions. So, like, they had to talk to me because
at least you had something to offer.
Yes,
You
I had something
value.
to offer. Yes.
So for me, I'm still trying to think when I realized I was poor.
Oh yeah, I just remember. So what happened was I was working in my first place I got after WAEC. So one of my classmates came. I can't forget. I keep telling them. I think most of my friends know this story. Came, sat down, they gisted. I think I came, I greeted them, and continued. I was a lobby boy in a restaurant. I think they were paying 10,000
greetings for money.
My brother,
Wow.
I never do for this. So, and then if you break a plate, it's 1,000. So imagine if you break 10 plates, you're working for free for that month.
Shit.
And we have to lift plates. So every day you're probably lifting 100 plates or 50 plates because they launched newly.
That can be your CV.
My brother. So he came. So he drank a bottle. So I don't know which is still laughing. I was just cleaning. I took out the. So he drank it and he poured it on the table. I told him to clean it. I looked at him. One of the friends looked at him and just gave him a nudge, and he just laughed. So I don't know. I laughed it off and then I just cleaned it. I say that moment was when I know that moment I decided in this life, I will find a way. I'd find a way. So I'd explore different,
Me.
No, bro, leave on. Wait till we know for this morning. No, we can always talk about these things now. Life is better and all of that. So,
That your friend Wendy.
This is a good friend of mine. We talk. Oh.
Do you mind him?
No, I know. Hey, bro, it's past. So I don't keep it in my heart. It's something I talk about when I remember. But I'm saying it's in the earliest point that that I have to do better. So most of the things that drive me or that have driven me, to come out of what I've come out was I had this desire that one, I just have to know what it feels like. Because I didn't travel, you said maybe you traveled when you were little. I didn't travel, I couldn't even go from Aba to Onitsha. One of my times, I remember one of my classmates had invited me to come to UN and then I was invited to, I don't get, I don't have the transport, I don't know how to navigate, going into a new city and Futo to IMSU, that's in town, I couldn't enter IMSU because I don't know, I've heard things about the school. So, my perception of life was very limited, right? So, I always tried my best to find out I always ask, when I meet someone that was rich, I would ask a question. What I wanted to know the feeling. So I was always imbibing it from anybody I come in contact with. So I built the system to attract wealth. I had to build it consciously. Talk to people to know how it feels like. So I started changing the vocabulary, I was able to now get opportunities, grasp opportunities, anybody that in my circle that I see that I was doing better, I'd always come around you to, how did you? And most times people had gone through what I've gone through. So when they see me, they're like, bro, I like your story,
I think I'm always coming from value. So perhaps maybe because my background is a bit flawed, it is flawed. The fact that I came from money and then went into no, it's flawed because
you're flawed.
Because life is a circle. Because I came from money.
Or it would have been harder for you to experience.
It would have, yes. So because I came from money, when things became very difficult, I became a taxi driver. I was hawking Gary, which is cassava. I was selling Always Ultra.
Yeah.
It's a sanitary pad for women that see their menstrual cycle. I sold sanitary pad to the extent that I used it to buy my first car, Nissan Primera.
Bro, you sold a lot.
Yeah, that is I went to school selling menstrual pad to women at a discounted price. I didn't feel bad per se, and the reason was anytime people tried to talk down at me, I always had the experience. So I remember sometimes when I'm selling, they'll be like, if they speak for you, they hawk Gary. I'll be like, have you been to this place? Have you been to this place? Do you understand? Okay, so because I had the experience, and it wasn't something that I read in book, it was something that I lived. So I'm able to, you can't shame me. What I mean,
I've experienced you yourself.
So uncle, calm down. Life happens.
Yeah.
But I saw a different angle of things, and I saw the evil of being poor.
Bro.
the disrespect, the humiliation, and there's a level of poorness you'll be into. For men, the thing in between your leg will not stand. You will be too straight.
In a weird way, I can actually do it. Because I remember there's a stage of my life where I wasn't doing any.
Like you don't
I
have,
wasn't
because
just doing
you
anything.
never chop belly full, you dey find woman. How? You know, it's
Yeah.
a different thing when you have a support, where you have a friend that can, you know, get way to sleep. You go dey check babe. How? You're having an erection.
No, but
with,
there are still people that.
they don't. Those are the people that see. There are people in this life. I say they've been created to die in poverty.
Anyway, even the Bible says there will be poor among
So
us.
there's those people that I don't feel for. But if you are somebody that is poor and you are trying to come out of poverty, you don't have the time, the luxury.
I think let's talk about that. Like coming out of poverty. Like what are the steps you think?
Identifying that you are poor,
Okay.
agreeing that you are poor, moving away from those key factors that enshrines
That
you
situation.
in the poverty. And so what are those things? You must identify what is making you poor. Some of us are poor and we can never come out of poverty because of where we are. So I'm sorry to say, if you need to run away from that family house to make it, please run away.
I agree.
The family will be all right.
I agree.
When you come back, you'll come back to something. If it also means you to leave your job, see, I cannot advise you how to come out from poverty until poverty sits down with you and talk to you. There's a level in life you will get to that being poor will no longer be an option.
You just get dissatisfied with
You-
your situation. I think one
You'll
has to
be
get to that point.
angry. Yes.
One has to get that point because I remember I keep telling every young person that I'm in contact with, I can't teach you the hunger to get something. It's not something I can teach you. I can teach you how to be a content creator, how to be a content manager, how to make money. I can teach you that, but I can't teach you the drive, like
The feeling. You can't.
the way you have to make life work. Like this thing has to work out. Like this is
This no longer
I'm
a
putting my
plan B, this is a
yeah,
plan
this
A.
is my energy. I'm putting everything here. Like everybody I'm talking to them around this topic.
It's a do or die.
It's a do or die for you. Like it's not something that can be taught.
But is it really a do or die?
Actually, it's a do or die.
Because it's either I die.
Actually, it's a do. So that's why I say it depends on your hunger,
It's
on your drive, right? And if you're not like, I don't know about you, but like I said, in the earliest times, as I watched television, that's how I've been.
I mean, what I do
Craving
for
for
people
life
who
of
say they want to come out from
options.
poverty, sometimes I feel that people can't come out of poverty because of their circle.
That one is even a secondary for me. It's a
Because you
secondary.
know this hunger that you're talking about.
Yeah.
You see some people, you tell them certain things, they cannot relate because they cannot experience or see.
Remember, I said there are people that knew me at the stage.
Mm.
There are people that knew me at another stage. There are people that knew me at a different stage. I think I'd always give like a kudos or a thumbs up to my friends that have stayed with me anything longer than 11 years. Because there has been an aggressive shift and there has also been an aggressive drop off of friends. Like we can say hi whenever we meet or I'm in your city, I can say hi, but we're not actively talking to each other as we were back then. And that's because of a shift in value. Life is happening, you know, and I also don't want to be feeling bad because you are where you are and I'm where I am. And you notice that you're talking with them and lingua is different. You can say something and then
You feel
they're like,
offensive.
"Abeg," you know, and then you're like something that is sacred to me. Like I said, I'm a people pleaser, but I consciously try to. Sift.
I'm just remembering somebody that told me, "You're wasting money. Why are you flying?"
No, I constantly try to sift like what gets in my head and who I'm talking
People
with.
that say, "Why am I flying?" What's happening? Why are you laughing?
No, I remember my sibling that he wanted to use the road, and I showed him the cost of using the road. like the real cost in Nigeria's system.
It's cheap now.
It's cheap until it's not.
It's cheap.
It's cheap until it's not
mean,
now.
dying
Because
is
I've
cheap.
had like exactly, so I wouldn't blame.
It's very cheap. It is actually. If I want to see your body, I won't need to do burial.
No, if dying is cheap, the person that dies.
Double wahala
Doesn't
for
have to
dead
pay for
body.
Doesn't have it's gone.
Family
Zero
will
cost.
still do
That's
that.
their own reality. It's not a reality anymore.
In other words,
So poverty, yeah, I'm like we're talking about, gravitating from where you are. It's going to be hard for some people more than others,
I agree.
but just have that drive because, like I said, I'm someone that believes in luck, but I call it engineered luck. That's why I say you might have another word for it. It doesn't negate the fact that I'm not working hard. Anybody that has talked with me know that get everything I never do.
Half. I can say.
So it's not about. It's not about
80% of Nigerians are working hard.
It's not about strategy. It's not about how hard you work. It's not about the number of books that you read. But you just have to be prepared. You have to be. My dad used to say, the sons of Issachar understood the times. Like you can be working hard, but the times have changed, and then you don't know that times have changed, and you're not evolving with it. So the thing that the advice that you had, that someone had given you and it was working for the person, you don't know that things have changed and you're not like
You can even be advising and things are changing while you're doing that.
exactly. So you're not like in tune. So I'm always like looking at what's the next thing. How can I evolve? How can I
So identify
Upskill.
that you're poor. Why are you poor?
Why are you poor?
What will it cost
What will it cost you
to
exactly
take you out of poverty?
to take you out of poverty?
And sometimes it's not money only.
and always take action.
Exactly. So when we say coming out of poverty, it's not only about money. Sometimes what you need is access.
But how can you get the access?
Identifying where you need to be.
Okay.
Identifying where you need to
What
be.
what does it mean in practical terms?
So I remember when I was doing taxi driving, before I got into media, I was driving taxi. But I maintained the core of who I was, which is I'm very, funny, smart, I give advice. And so I took somebody on a job, Joyce Daniel. And in a car we're talking and she said, "You're very smart to be a taxi driver." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, this happened, blah, blah, blah." She was like, "Okay, go to this place." And that was it. I went to the place.
Time and chance.
I went to the place. I introduced myself. By the time I was done introducing, the lady said, "You cannot work in this department. Move to this other side." Do you understand? So, where I started from was the fact that I knew where I was.
Okay.
I had done my homework. I stayed on top of my game. And then when that luck, like you said, came into play,
You're already prepared.
I was
You
prepared.
had-
It's a different thing if I did not know. So as a poor man, see, life is not with you times two. You just... I think I'll leave it here for the audience to decide. How do you come out from poverty? Because how I came out from poverty and how another person comes out from poverty.
No, there are different things, but there are still things that are consistent in all the stories.
Sometimes, like this now.
Obviously, because
But
it's
I've
always
seen
someone
some.
you met.
Yes, now.
It's always someone that
I want to come out.
exactly. So
And where you go meet the person?
So, like now in my story, if people follow my story, they know I always talk about the Charles because I don't know what life would have been for me if I hadn't met Atat Charles.
You would have still been great.
No, yeah, but the timeline might not have been the timeline.
Yeah.
That's another
In your
thing.
opinion.
Yeah. No, I mean it might be longer, it might be shorter. We wouldn't know, right?
Exactly.
But in this current reality, if we hadn't had that meeting, we hadn't had the next meeting, we hadn't traveled, we hadn't, told me about, oh, there's Google Digital Skills, take this certification, take that, edited my book that I made $500,000 from. So, I mean,
Smartness. Smartness.
So, yeah, let's leave it at that. What do you think make people poor? Do you think poverty is a choice? what do you have a poor story? Do you have a rich story? Let's know your story in the comments.
When is that moment you realize you were poor?
Yeah, when that moment you realize you were poor. So yeah, let's have it.
And sorry, before you go, tag that person that is mocking you for being poor. Tag them.
Okay, guys, comment, subscribe, like, share with your friends. Let's keep the conversations going. See you in the next video.